Hello there, you're welcome to this YouTube tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to be learning a basic Figma interaction, which is this of course. In this tutorial we're going to learn how to make this transitions from pictures to pictures, then icons to icons, and without wasting much time, let's dive right into this. So of course, I've laid out what I'm going to be using for this tutorial, and my favorite frame to use is the MacBook Pro 16, which I'm going to lay down here. I'm going to be, of course, using my normal desktop grid. In order not to make this confusing, I'm going to be using my rulers. I'm going to lay them down here. And then also on the other side, just to make what we're doing very clear. I'm going to be turning this off. Then I'm going to be drawing this shape, which of course I used a rectangle and made it a width of 1728 and a height of 772, which is this 722. Then I'm going to be curving this part, the down part, up a bit. I'm going to be increasing border radius of this to 45 at least. I'm going to duplicate this into 5. Yeah, and then I'm going to be laying each of my pictures and each of this, starting with my Clash of Clans image. So in order not to waste much time using mask and all, I'm just going to go to my image, choose image from my file explorer. And which is this. Then the next image I'm going to be using is my eFootball image, which I'm also going to take from my file explorer. And then my Apex Legends. By the way, I love that game. I love that game, yeah. Then I'm going to be taking my Call of Duty mobile next. And then up next is the final one, which is my PUBG Mobile. That's my favorite game, by the way. And I feel it's the best, yeah. So I've done that, and then now I'm going to be inserting each of this game logos into the rectangles, which of course are already curved. The first one is my Clash of Clans, which I'm going to insert here. I'm gonna convert this to a frame, just to make our work more organized. Clash of Clans here, you can put it anywhere you want. And of course, you don't necessarily have to use the images I'm using. You can always get yours. And then I'm converting this to a frame. The shortcut to converting, of course, whatever you select into a frame is Ctrl-Alt-G. If you convert into a component, that's Ctrl-Alt-K. we can just right click and of course make it a frame selection or turn it to a component, anyone you want to use. And then this, I'm going to, you know what, just to make it more easier, we can just do this. Of course, it's still the same process, it's just I'm trying to make this more faster for all of us. I'm going to use my eFootball logo. I'm going to try to crop this properly. And then I'm going to change the image to my eFootball image, which is this, of course. And just to make it, more interesting, I'm going to take this eFootball logo to the right side of the frame, just to make it look sweeter. I'm going to reduce the size a bit, just to give it more, tuishness. Then I'm going to duplicate this frame once again. I want to use the Apex Legends image. I'm going to go to my file explorer again. I'm going to repeat the same process for all of the images or frames you're going to be using for this transition. Now we're down to the final image, which is my PUBG Mobile, my favorite game. So I'm gonna take this to the right side. Of course, I'm gonna enlarge it, enlarge this, so it can look better. I'm gonna reduce the size, of course, and yeah, put it there. So just to make the transition from left to right logos, I can just put this, can take this here and put this here, just to make it look more sweet. Of course, we like things to look sweet, so I'm just going to distribute this vertically just to make it look more organized. So now the next step is to, of course, impute this into our MacBook Pro 16, but before we do that, we need to convert each of these frames into components. So of course, remember the shortcut is Ctrl-Alt-K, or we can always right click and create component. So I'm going to convert each of them into a component. And just to label properly, I'm going to rename this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then now I'm going to select each of these frames. Then I'm going to come here and combine as variants. Now that they're combined as variants, we are going to prototype each of these frames to one another. We're going to link them from the first to the last, and then from the last to the first. So I'm going to start my prototype, of course. I'm going to take this to this. Then I'm going to change it to my click, of course. I'm going to change this to Smart Animate. Please don't forget this. Smart Animate. And when we do convert this to Smart Animate, it's going to open more options for us. And of course, the main option that's going to make our transition to look like what you saw at the beginning of this video is bouncy. So we're going to change this to bouncy, and just so it doesn't take too much time for each transition to be complete, we're going to turn this from 800 to 500 millisecond, 500 ms. And this too, we're going to turn this, link this to this, and then bouncy 500 of course, and then this to this 500, this to this 500, and then we're going to take it back all the way to the beginning so the cycle doesn't break, it doesn't stop here. So now that we've taken it back to our Clash of Clans, when we do play the prototype, it's gonna of course look good, and it's not gonna stop changing from one to the other. So of course we forgot something. We have to make this from on click to after delay. We have to do this for each of the links, so we don't have to of course stress ourselves with clicking anything. After delay, and then this too, after delay. And then now we can actually take the first one to a layer. Have to make sure that it is properly aligned to the center, so it has to cover the whole screen of course. It's very important. So now we can play the prototype of course, just to see how it looks. Can want to make this look better of course. Yep. Increase this and this too. And now when we do check the prototype, it's supposed to look exactly the way we want it to look. Just to make it look a bit more appealing, just make sure we're using our MacBook Pro 16. Of course, you can convert the background to whatever you want to use. I like this, just to make it a bit darker. Now that we're done with that design and the prototyping, the alignment and everything of course, this is exactly what you should achieve by the end of this video, as long as you are following this video. And I'm sure you benefited a lot from this video. Not a lot, or maybe a bit, whatever it is, but I do appreciate that you got to this part of this video and you watched it to the end. And I hope that whatever you've learned in this video will be beneficial to you and to whatever design you're doing in Figma. So I do want to thank you for staying up till now. I do want to appreciate you. This is of course the first of many videos to come. Thank you, whoever you are, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, to my channel, and yeah, have a nice day.